Edler has the puck at the blue line. Here's Henrik Sedin on the right wing. Henrik into the face-off circle, looking across. Bonino towards the goal, hit the post, and the puck ricochets out of play. Nick Bonino trying to go. Ennis was there. Edler moves to check him. Now Ennis from behind the goal. Tyler Ennis gets it to Zororov. He hit the post as well, just like Bonino on the Vancouver Pirates. Girgensons trying to force the puck in front now. Ennis with a shot, rebound. Stewart scores. Chris Stewart on the third attempt, and the Sabres with the power play goal make it 1-0.
Has 3 cracks. Alex Edler in the corner. And Chris Tanev now loses Stewart as he is down deep, and he not only has the original rebound but has time to pull it to his forehand.
Face-off wing by the Canucks, and a shot by Corrado steered away by Matt Hackett. Hackett, the nephew, out, and Yannick Weber tracks back for Vancouver. Just past the 6-minute mark, first period. 1-0 Buffalo. Sabres scoring on what's been credited as their only shot. Now a chance in front for Mathias. What a stop by Hackett. Mathias looked like he had half the net.
There's one already in this one.
Sabres 1-for-1 on the power play. Looking for the 2-0 lead. Myers has the puck on the far side. Stewart trying to jam one on goal. Grabbed by Miller. With a drop pass. And a shot on goal. Handled by Miller. Weber's out of the box. Canucks back to full strength. Buffalo 1-for-2 on the power play. 1-0 before coming up with the puck. Turning back is Radim Vrbata. Edler takes his pass. Back towards Vrbata. Into the Buffalo zone. Daniel Sedin. Wrists one on goal into the glove of Hackett. And he hangs on for the whistle. Zadorov takes his pass. Retreats a bit before handing the puck to Edler at center. Alex Edler stripped of the puck. Here comes Girgensons in with a wrist shot. The right pad saved by Miller. Canucks clear on for Gionta. Brian Gionta checked. Corrado banks the puck towards Hansen. Rink wide pass, a good one to Mathias. Into the Buffalo zone, nice move, and on goal, a poke check by Hackett. As Mathias had another good-looking chance. Here's Henrik Sedin. Pass went across, deflected on goal. Hackett reacted, they're jamming away. Edler in the crease, still loose, and the whistle finally blows. On towards the goal, that was blocked by Coletta, who's a little shaken up heading to the Sabres bench. Vrbata takes the quick up down the left wing. Shoots, Hackett the save, rebound cleared to the side. Vrbata again. And here's Zadorov for Buffalo. Onto the right wing. Ennis couldn't take that one cleanly. A little scrambly right now. Not a lot of passes being completed. They has the puck. Cross for Burrows. Here's Kassian. Rebound. Horvat robbed by Hackett. Loose puck. It's in. Bo Horvat ties the game at 1. How do you spell relief?
He stopped that one, John, but this one he does, and he stops 2 in tight, and then Bo Horvat finds it before any of the Sabres can. Hackett off his stick again, much like the save he made on Bonino. Changing up the power play with 30 seconds left and puck in the defensive zone.
Here's a chance for Weber. He shoots, he scores. They only needed 12 of the 30 seconds. Weber sneaking in, took the pass, and the Canucks lead 2-1.
May, good head of speed. It backs everybody off the blue line. Weber jumps up into the play, right-hand shot, and Ellis diving across, trying to block it. Gets a piece of it. And it's just in the corner.
Has been out there a while. Burrows to the left wing corner. Back to Hamhuis. Drags to the middle. Long wrist shot, swallowed up by Hackett. And a much-needed whistle for Buffalo as he hangs on. Edler to Daniel. Curls in front, passes to Henrik at the side. He lifts one towards the crease. Pin on the backhand, scores!
Nick Bonino in front. Daniel takes a hit to create the play. Here comes Bonino. Use that big body, and as you see, John, about 6 inches off the ice, and
chases in on Mazeros. Leaves the puck on the far side. Hansen creates the turnover. Mathias out of midair, but unlike Bonino, he couldn't find the open cage. Pass for Henrik, deflected away. Vrbata keeps the puck in. Henrik Sedin from behind the goal. Daniel goes to the front. There's the pass, and Hackett winds up with the puck. Nino. Hansen sets it up for Matthias. His low shot stopped by Hackett. Here's Bonino trying to go over the shoulder. Now it's put to the crease. Matthias jamming away. Stopped by Hackett, and the puck is cleared down the ice. Right on Miller. That might be the first Buffalo shot of the period. And Vrbata gets the puck ahead. Henrik Sedin tips it past Georges. Tries to move in on the forecheck. Ennis took him down. And Tyler Ennis moves out with the puck. Torrey Mitchell drives the puck back in. Under 8 minutes to go in the second. Here's Giunta spinning, centering. Mitchell stopped by Miller. Then the puck trickled back to the Vancouver goaltender, who covers to Brian Flynn. Goal line feed. Stewart sends one across and deflects in offhand Hughes. Cross crease pass intended for Ennis, but it hit the Vancouver defenseman, and the Sabres are within one.
Stewart's in behind the defense. Dan Hamhuis gets back, trying to block the pass. Goes down, and it's off Dan Hamhuis and in behind Ryan Miller. And swings that left leg around.
The Canucks win. And here comes Horvat for Vancouver. 2-on-2 with Kennens, who takes the pass. Ronalds Kellens with a wrist shot. Stopped by the left hand. Now he centers. Loose puck in front. Here's Kassian moving into the pile, but he couldn't hear the Buffalo power play. 2 for 3 in this hockey game. And a chance there. Loose puck in front. Chopped on goal by Ennis. Girgensons after the puck behind the net.
That's penalty killing hasn't been as aggressive as we've seen it.
Here's a chance in front. Stafford deeks. Miller the save with the left pad, and he covers up. You heard Drew Stafford talking about his close relationship with his ex-teammate, Mitchell. Ahead for Molson. Weber back for the puck. Overskates it, thrown in front. Here's Giunta to the line. Mazzaros with a shot, and the left pad saved by Ryan Miller. To Dan Hamhuis. Slows and finds Tanev. High slot. Dishes off. They score. Chris Higgins. Someone threw a hat on the ice. It's been a while.
A friend of Chris Higgins, probably. Dan Hamhuis and Chris Tanev get involved in the play. And this is more like the old Dan Hamhuis. Patient with the puck. Make sure everybody's on side. And then Chris Tanev with a beautiful play. Matt Hackett has to take Tanev. He's right in the middle. So he passes to the side, and because Chris Higgins a left-hand shot, he's facing the pass. Look at that pass by Hamhuis. Beautiful pass. And then Chris Higgins with the finish on the pass.
Crease, and the puck is off Hackett. Over to Daniel Sedin. Edler to Bonino. Back to Alex Edler. Bonino on the right wing, looking in front. Shoots. Hackett the save, and no rebound for Henrik Sedin. Lurking there, hoping to rush up ice. Here comes Burrows in. Burrows turning and shooting, and to his knees. Hackett able to make the save. Puck gets by Spiza and out to center. Stewart with a sharp angle bid. Miller held that out. Canucks break back. Yannick Weber leading the way. Down the left wing. Wrist shot off a stick. Rebound in front. Higgins had his stick lifted. A nice defensive play there, I think, by Tyler Ennis. Wow. 4-2 Canucks. Here's a centering pass. Matthias setting up Bonino, who stopped by Hackett. Couldn't cover. And Matthias has the puck. Centers. Hansen. Stopped by Hackett. Hamhuis holds the puck in over the Vancouver line. Trying to get one across. Henrik Sedin intercepts. And he's going to try to lead Daniel here into the Buffalo zone. No icing. Myers, ooh, a hard hit on Daniel. Gets up all right. Miller caught out. Scrambles back as Ennis gets the puck to the line. Zadorov. Tyler Ennis with room. He shoots. Stopped by Miller. Loose puck. Stewart jamming away. Still down is Miller. And Hansen able to poke to Spiza. There goes the goalie to the bench. As the Sabres go with the sixth attacker, and Miller makes a save in tight. Off to Laurier. Now Stafford on the right side. Centers. Oh, what a stop by Miller. Moving to his right. And he robbed Brian Flynn to keep the Canucks up by 2. Tanev gets the puck. Comes back to him. Here's Vrbata. Empty net. Scores. Radim Vrbata with the 5th Canuck goal. Seconds will come off the clock. And this one into the books. Ryan Miller beats his former team.